Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin.
Hey, it's Jackie Cation. Wait, what? Yes, we're doing it. It's Max Fun.
What?
It's the Max Fun Guide time. It's the drive. It's the drive. So let's do a full green light of it's Max Fun Drive. Here's the scoop about it: is that every year, once a year, and that's all it is. We ask you quite blatantly to support the shows that you love. All the shows are made by hand. It's just Laurie and I, and then Kyle doing the heavy lifting of a bunch of editing and all that kind of stuff. And your contributions make that work possible. So Max Fun Drive is the way. We only do it once a year. It's maximumfun.org/join. And there's cool gifts. There's an extra show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did an extra podcast and we were so grumpy. We were at peak annoyance. So you don't want to miss that.
You don't want to miss it. So tune in. Go to, we want to add more people. maximumfun.org/join.
Correct.
Clean that up if you want. And Laurie, how tired are you?
I'm pretty tired. I am in Canada right now. I'm in Toronto, and Toronto. I'm starting to try to like the Canadians, and I'm in a very nice hotel in downtown Toronto. I have a view. I'm on the 17th floor. It's nice. I feel like an executive. And
what floor? The 70th? No, 17th.
17th. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's still plenty high.
I was on the 29th 2 days ago.
Same hotel?
The way the story is, yeah, we did one night. We came in on the 18th on a Monday night, stayed at this hotel, and then, which I'm not naming because I'll be here for a while and I don't need, I would like my stalkers to give me a week off, please. And then we had a show in North Bay, which is 4 hours away. So we had to pack up on Tuesday morning, drive to North Bay, do a show there. And then we drove back today, another 4 hours in the car, in a van. It's Comedy Road. It's Comedy Road show. You know, it's 4 comics and we're all together hanging out. And so we're back in the hotel. Now, so Monday night, I was on the 29th floor and I had a little cutout in the window somehow. And so it gave me a little extra view down at Queen Street, which goes all the way across Canada. And
nice.
So now a little bit of a smaller room, but I you know me, I hate to complain. So enjoy what I have. But yeah.
Did you pick up a set on the nights you were dark or no?
Yes. Tonight was the dark night and I had 2 sets. I did a set at Nothing Fancy, which is a little comedy club that's behind a bar, maybe seats like 30 people.
Nice.
And it was so fun.
Oh, I bet.
And then I went to the comedy bar for a little set there, drop in there.
Awesome.
And
I love the
that
comedy
was
bar.
Also lovely. It's a great room. Oh my God.
It's a really hot room. It's a hot set up.
Yeah. It's 2 rooms. It's downstairs. It's like, dang, nice.
Yeah. Nice. I love Toronto too. Audiences in Toronto are some of the best. I find. I've always thought.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I'm at Moon Tower. I did 2 sets tonight.
Okay.
I got here. It must have been. I assume it was free. That's why I only slept 3 hours and flew here at 5:30 in the morning. I don't know why I picked it, but so I get here at like 10:30. They let me check in early. It's nice. Yeah. My room has there's terribles. The TV doesn't work, but the engineer comes and spends 20 minutes and fixes it. And then
okay, it works now.
Yeah, it works now. And it's like a 65-inch television. And it has Chromecast. And so I can just throw Netflix to it. And it's just like, oh, wow, look at all their pores. And and then I went and I did Zach Sherwin's game show about crossword puzzles.
Oh, cool.
And it was super fun. And I was with Jesus Trejo.
Trejo.
Yeah, there might be a third syllable. Whatever it is, he's such a nice guy. And I was like, what is your full name? And he goes, Jackie. And then he he said it, and I was like, oh yeah, we've worked together. And he goes, several times. And he's super nice, very funny, and we had
Yeah.
a lovely time. Zach Sherwin is a delight, and he had a full room for that game show. I don't know if I'll have a full room for the Dork Forest. I'm looking forward to doing it. It'll be super fun. And then I went and I just did a stand-up set, and that was quite the who's who of the up and comings, and then a couple, just kind of me
Mhm.
size, right? Like it was Josh Wolf, a guy named Chad Crogier, which I missed. I missed
Mhm.
him. Ian Edwards, and then Rosebud Baker,
Mm,
and then
Mm.
JT Parr, and then Rachel
Yeah.
Feinstein,
dang.
and
Damn.
then I know Hannah Berner, Chappelle Lacey. He was really
Mm.
funny.
Oh, cool.
Me, and then Kelsey Cook.
Nice.
So a lot of
Yeah.
comics of the week, a lot of
Yeah.
things happening,
And,
and
and some new names in there that
And-
maybe we haven't, right?
right. And so that was just a 7-minute set though, and they were such
Yeah.
a nice crowd, and I was just getting them lit up, and I was like, there's the light. Should I run the light? Should I run the light? And I was like, don't run the light. Don't be a dick. And so I,
Oh, too bad if you
Yeah.
were last. You could have run it a little bit. You had one
right,
person
Kelsey,
after
I
you.
was second to last. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Kelsey was after me. I didn't want to, and they had another
Yeah.
show at 9, and I've been going all day, and I'm kind of tie. So,
Yeah, sure.
but then I got back here, and none of my lights, the main switch, the main electricity, so my bathroom lights in the shower, and I was like,
What's happening?
what is
Why?
happening with this room? So I called downstairs, and they sent another engineer up, and that was at 9. And he goes, it's going to take me probably an hour to fix this because I got to replace this switch. And I go,
Oh
all right,
my
I'll take myself to dinner. And I took myself to dinner downstairs, and it was very expensive and delicious, as you can imagine, because
The
it's a
hotel should-
hotel restaurant.
They should comp the dinner because you had to.
I know.
You would
I
break
might
down-
ask him to do.
Yeah. Why not? Ellie would do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I might do it anyway. But then I think I have 2 more sets tomorrow. Then
Mhm.
I have just the Dork Forest on Friday, and then I have 1 set on Saturday, and it's that shebang again. The fact that they
Oh.
still are doing the shebang. They used to do a he bang and a shebang. Rich Miller booked it probably a decade ago.
Right.
And they got rid of the he bang because a lot of the shows are he bangs.
I think at a festival, it's like they're just trying to figure out ways to. I don't know. I think anything goes at a festival. Who fucking cares? Call it whatever you want. We got a bunch of comics. We need an excuse to tie them all together. You know.
And it's weird because I was going to try to work on the new stuff, and then I got kind of nervous, and I went to the vault.
Well, that's fine. You're at a festival. It was
At a
when at the
festival.
North Bay show last night was it's a theater, and I haven't done. These are all theaters. All these gigs. So
Like
that's-
1,200 seat or more, or 2,000.
No, 2,000. Are you insane? There's no
1,200.
2,000
1,200?
people in North Bay, Canada. No, a couple hundred. But I'm
Oh,
just
nice.
saying, like, it's it's different energy and pacing, and it's not dirty like a club, so it just feels different. And it took me a little bit to get used to it last night. But I'm sure I'm in the groove now. But
That's awesome.
yeah. I'm tired though. I had
I
a
bet.
super early flight on Monday morning. Like I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning, and I've been, waking up. Oh, one of the shows I did tonight was a 420 show,
Mhm.
and it was run by this lady named Joey, who's like a Toronto she's
Staple.
stalwart, a staple, the foundation of comedy here. And she used to have, I guess, a weed club called the Toronto Underground Comedy Club for a long time.
Oh,
That
okay.
closed during COVID. But she made me she made some gummies, and now she's like, be careful. It's really, she goes, it has a lot of milligrams in it. So she just told me to take one little percentage of it, which I'm going to do. on my off night, on Monday night, I have nothing happening next Monday night. I will be
Okay.
I'll be in a safe place with room service. So I'm going to take a part of the gummy and just see what happens next Monday.
Should have taken the
But
whole thing before
really-
this episode.
Wow.
Think how good this could have been.
No, I think you would have sacked out. You would have just been asleep, and I would have had to do it all myself, and then just told people it's this kind of content that makes Max Fun Drive so much of exactly what you're looking for. And too funny. Yeah, I'm psyched. I have next week off, and then the week after that, I think it's Seattle and then Houston and a bunch of weird, like there's a bunch of stuff. So but I asked Colleen Moontower Guru if I could have extra sets, if she had extra sets for the week, for this week. Because I'm like, well, I'm here. I would like to do all the comedy. So mine is,
Yeah. Are there comics that don't want to do extra sets? Maybe there are.
There are. I mean, the thing is it was something I learned probably 10, 15 years ago. I was at Bridgetown and I was talking to Andy Wood and I was like, you got any extra sets? And he was like, yeah, we have Fallout sometimes where people can't make it to this. And I was like, oh, and Sketchfest. I did an extra set a couple of times at Sketchfest. It was something I learned to do when I started doing a bunch of more, there was a couple of years where I was doing so many festivals, and you might as well ask, right? You're not going to get paid any more money, and they need to fill sometimes some of the shows are lighter than others.
Yeah. Bridgetown was so fun. I had many fun times there that I remember,
Yep, me too.
Yeah. But I guess it's a pain in the ass to put on. It sounds like it'd be a nightmare. It's just,
oh my God, to have a, Did you remember that text you sent me? I don't even know if I talked about it, but it was, we should have a comedy festival. And I didn't respond to it. And then 15 minutes later, I don't know what I was thinking.
I thought it through.
I would like to retract.
And then I was like, it sounds like a nightmare. What am I thinking?
Well,
you're yawning.
I am yawning. There's some yawning going on, and I've eaten just like 2 big meals today, and it's just like for lunch I had a chili relleno that was stuffed with duck.
Oh my God.
And it was amazing. It was amazing. And I went to lunch with Katie Hausman, I think it is, comic who lives here now. She moved here, I think, from, I forget where she moved from. Maybe Iowa.
Are there comics that also immigrated to Austin recently, or is it just kind of like the right wing?
No, she moved here like a year ago, and she seems sane, pretty sane, Katie Hausman. And then a PR, one of the PR people for that there's some benefit. It's Comedy Gives Back, maybe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So she works. Yeah. So it's Heidi Vander, whatever. But Heidi works at Comedy Gives Back. So I went to lunch with those two, and Katie got an enchilada with a pumpkin seed mole, and that looked amazing. And then I had that weird chili relleno, and then luckily I came back here and I tried to take a nap and maybe watch a little TV, and the guy he fixed the TV during my nap time, so I never got a nap.
My God. This is ridiculous. I'm so angry about this.
Right. Well, they offered to have me change rooms at one point, but I had already unpacked.
If your stuff's out, no, that's ridiculous. I don't have hangers.
I don't want to change rooms. I just want you to fix it and then go away.
Yeah.
That's what I want you to do.
And don't have had it happen. Can we just go back in time and you guys fix your fucking lights before you check in?
Right. Oh, here's the other weird thing. I have not gotten a swag bag for this festival. You know how the swag bag is usually just some sort of vibrator or a cock ring
Right.
or some fucking thing. And the one year it was this very festival gave out fleshlights one year.
Yeah.
And
right.
it was super, super gross. And all the
Yeah.
comics, like I remember Matt Bronger taking his apart on stage, going, did you get these? Look at this lubricant. And I was like, all right, that's a clock eater. And but I'm yeah, I wrote a couple of new bits. I talked to Maria. She's in Dublin. She called me on the WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And,
that having fun. That's cool.
yeah, so she's having a good time and doing one-on-ones at the local Starbucks with the Irish fans. And but yeah, I think her first show is tomorrow. She's on like a 10-day tour of it's Dublin, the Netherlands,
Oh my God.
Glasgow, a couple other things.
That's
She was
heaven.
like, yeah, I think she was talking to me about the spreadsheet and how she may not make as much money as she wants. And I was like, well, you know what it is? It's a paid vacation, you know? It's a vacation where you might come out ahead, you might not, but she brought Scott with her and it's super fun.
Oh yeah, that's really fun. I went down, there's like a huge mall that's right near the hotel called the Eaton Center, I think. And I need pants, and then I wanted just a few items from this place that's like a CVS kind of Walgreens, Duane Reade sort of place called Shoppers. And so I got some popcorn kernels. Here's what I like to do when I have a microwave. I have popcorn kernels. You put them in a paper bag, like a lunch bag. You put them in for like 5 minutes. They pop, and then you salt them, and you have very cheap popcorn. Well, I have my popcorn kernels, and I'm looking around, and I asked this lady, I go, "Where's the salt?" And she goes, "We don't sell salt at this location." Who the fuck doesn't sell salt? I don't understand.
What? That's like it's like a 7-Eleven. They sell salt and pepper.
Yeah, but and it's almost like, and the way she said it instantly, it's like she's been asked many times. Is tired of telling people that this location doesn't sell salt. Why?
Wow. Do they have little tiny salt packets? Like, did they have prepackaged food with and still no salt? Still no salt.
No salt. And then I was like, okay, maybe I could just have it without salt, right? I go to paper bag. No paper bags. They're like, the guy goes, we have gift bags. I'm like, a big pink gift bag I'm supposed to pop my popcorn in.
This is no longer a cheap. Yeah, this is no longer a cheap experience.
So then I bought this generic called President's Choice, which is really big out here. I don't know why they don't have a president; they have a prime minister.
Right. Maybe they've appropriated. There's been some cultural appropriation of the United States of America over the Canadian border.
Oh, why would they want it?
I know. Well, there's that. But
I mean, it's a good comedy scene here, you know? I mean, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Canadians seem to always want to get out, which I understand, but man, it's a good one. You know, you have funny comics, you have good rooms, you have smart shit happening, and you know, kind of making the kind of comedy you want to make.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's plenty of audience and there's plenty of comics. So that makes for a good scene. Because then the comics create more rooms for people to go up in, and it's, you know, and that's how you get better. It's all about iteration, right? It's all about stage time. And
one of our the acts on the roadshow this week is Australian, and his name is Heath, and he has a puppet called Randy Feltface, and really funny.
Oh, good.
And watch it. I've never seen a puppet act from the wings of a theater, and it's incredible. He's like squatting and his arm is up the entire time, and the other arm with his hand in the puppet, the other hand is moving the face and all that kind of stuff. And he's talking. It's so much work. It was just, my God, this is so uncomfortable. I can't believe an hour-long show like this. You know, not
the writing. Yeah,
things.
because you
And
guys are doing
writing.
20s, right? Or
Yeah, but I mean, all of his stuff is like good material that he could do if he was just wanted to be a stand-up. But he goes through the puppet, and it's really funny and sarcastic. I've only seen it once, so I was in my head a lot, but I can't wait to watch it more this week. It was just like fascinating to see how physically uncomfortable to me it would be to work a puppet and have to command the audience with the same energy while you're like in this weird position the whole time. It's crazy. A lot of work.
that you have to want that. You have to want that experience so much.
I don't want to work.
I need this sock to be part of my life and part of my act so bad.
I just need in jeans and standing with one hip shoved out to the right. I don't need the whole stage you gave me or the spotlight. You know, you don't have to follow me. I'm not fucking moving.
Hey, I want to do another. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I know you do. I can see you chomping at the bit, wanting to talk about.
This is week one. Week one of the Max Fun Drive. And what you should know, of course, is that Max Fun membership pays for shows. The shows are, it's all supported by members. So, if you could do it, this is the one time a year that we put a lot of energy into letting you know how you can support the show.
or
as
or
a member,
energy.
right?
Put some energy into it. A lot.
More energy than we do the other 51 weeks.
Correct.
This is the week. this is the month,
week.
really. Yes, it's a 2-week thing, right? Or is it more than that?
No, that's it.
It's 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ratchet it up to a solid 35%.
Will you please join us as a member? Let me just say that out loud. Let me state the obvious. If you give us, you could join, you can upgrade your thing, you could boost your membership, you could buy a gift membership for a friend or an anonymous Max Fun person.
Ooh.
And all the memberships are at $5 a month. At $5 a month, 12 months, what is that, $60? Somebody
seriously. What you get for $60 is ridiculous. You know,
right.
I mean,
such wisdom.
Even if it's just a podcast, but
right?
They have a podcast, and shit
You
isn't free. People, stop being cheap. Pay for things.
Right, pay for things, and you not only get an extra episode of this show, you get extra episodes of a lot of shows, right? Don't you? I think you are available, and you get bonus content. So this year's bonus content is an extra show, and that's at $5 a month. At $10, I believe it at $10 a month, you get the patch. And previous years, there's been an enamel pin. This year, it's a patch, you guys, and it's more redacted notebook hilarity. The mystery that is the Jackie and Laurie show in patch form, you guys.
Yes, have them sew it on your backpack. Let people know.
Right, and here's the thing: there's not a lot of stuff that we do extra because we are working so hard all the time. But the content we give you every week is actually of value and is kind of fascinating. So what we would like, this is a prestige show, you guys.
Yeah.
This is like the Severance of podcasts.
And I think it's worth
watch Severance, of course.
Top shelf stuff here.
Top shelf. So for like $120 for the year, which is $120, you can do it. You get the patch, you get the extra show, you get a lot of extra content in other shows. You're a Max Fun member. That's always very big. We'd like to do, I would say, at least 20 new members, right? And then you can also upgrade or boost or go gift membership. That might be a way.
Ooh.
Anyway, cool things happen.
Think of for some reason you enjoy us.
you know?
Right. We don't know why. We
We're
can't
always-
explain it.
Yeah, that's your problem and you need to look into. But we have never taken a week off. I think maybe when my mom died, we put something else up, right? I forget.
We put the two episodes, two of the episodes that had never aired. Yeah.
Even in
Yeah.
death, we're trying to make sure we're consistent for our fans. Okay.
That's right.
So
Maximum
We're
fun.
always logging in. We're all three of us are in different time zones right now. I'm fucking tired. Jackie hasn't had lights or electricity for 24 hours. She's logging in to do this podcast. Okay. So you know what? Think about what we give you and man up a little bit.
Pony up. And it's maximumfun.org/join. And the .org means that we're not making a lot of money. So feel free to pony up, you PBS fans. Thank you so much. maximumfun.org/join. Now, tell me something else about stand-up comedy, Laurie Kilmartin. Tell me something else.
See, I changed a setup a little bit. I had a thing where I had my son saying something in my act, and then I'm like, oh, I should take the first half of that, and then he responds. So it's not so much of a mouthful for me to say as him, and I think that's working.
That's awesome.
I had this idea that I kind of riffed on stage in Sacramento that I'm working on that seems to be taggable, and there seems to be a way to take it out a few places. You know, it doesn't have to be just one joke. It could be like 3 or 4. That's very exciting. I don't know that theater shows are the best place to try all these things. I did, you know, what's interesting is Canada hasn't had the amount of death that we have had of COVID. So like when I was in San Francisco, I did one chunk about my breast reduction, then I went right into my mom dying of COVID stuff, right? Because she wanted to finish it, get out of the way. Right? And here, I realized, I need to go into it later because people are literally shocked. Our tour director or tour manager Paul said I'm the first person he's met who's lost someone to COVID. I'm like, really? I'm like the 4th comic I know. You know what I mean? Like America, we've had a lot more deaths than they've had in Canada. So to them, they're almost like in a different place than we are when Americans talk about it, you know, because they haven't had the same amount of loss. So I think it seems a little abstract to them. So it was just interesting to note that and to go, well, maybe I should move that chunk a little bit further down after they get to know.
Yeah, I think so. Just because nobody's, they lifted the mask mandate on the airplanes.
Oh,
so nobody was wearing.
Frustrating.
Yeah, it was. There was, just sort of, and I was the only one in my row who had a mask on, and
So you were in mid-flight. They announced it while you were on the flight.
No. They never talked. If they announced it, once I enter the airport, the headphones go in, and I don't want to hear jack. But on Southwest, I always sit in the exit row, and I have to take the earbuds out to get the pitch on the exit row, and then I put them right back in. So if anybody wanted to praise Jesus or sing a song or decide to do a little soft shoe about the mask mandate being lifted, I wasn't there for it. I was.
Did you fly on Monday?
No, I flew today.
Oh, okay. So it had already been done. Okay.
Yeah, everybody was already like, oh, like it's 2019. Everybody had already blown it up.
Oh my God. And even the flight attendants?
Yep.
Those fucking assholes. They should know better. Honestly. I'm sorry. No sympathy. They should know better. They're more exposed than the rest of us.
Yeah, they're gonna get sick. And I'm in this, and granted, I did Creek in the Cave a year ago, almost to the month, right? It was in May. Oh, no, it might have been in June, actually, whatever. But almost a year ago, I did this Austin, and half the people were not wearing masks already because it was Texas. And so tonight,
And
not a
also
mask.
we had been vaccinated at that point too. And it
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like, oh, and right.
I was
Yes.
vaccinated, and it might have been that 2 weeks before Omicron, quite honestly,
Yeah.
or
Right,
Delta
right.
or something. And but now everybody, so there's hundreds of people in this hotel. And so they're packed in to the elevator, and a guy's like, "Are
Wow.
you coming?" And I said, "I am not." and then the door closed. And I was the only one wearing a mask, and I'm not wearing the best mask. I got a text today because I had
Yeah.
a picture with my Dunkin' Donuts mask, and
Oh no, Jackie, that's not a good mask. You need no. Oh my God.
get yourself a N95. That's what Andrew was
Yeah.
telling me to.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I'm not even wearing the best mask, but I'm the only one wearing a mask. Not entirely. I saw a couple of people, but very, very few. It turns out I'm just going to be that Korean lady you made fun of in 2003. You can do whatever you want. You can make fun of me forever. It's,
Yeah, I was tonight at the first show, I was the only one in a mask. And the second show, Deanne Smith showed up and she had a mask on as well.
Ian Edwards had a mask. He had a really good mask on when he
Good.
came to do the show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just I'm like, with you guys,
I don't want
what
to
do you
get
do?
it.
I don't want to get
But-
it either. I don't understand. I just don't get it. And Toronto's having an upswing. So we're actually have to get tested on Friday before the show on Friday. They want to test us to make sure that we're negative.
So-
Gotcha.
So I was going to hang
Yeah,
out with some
but-
comics today, but like somebody has to quarantine because their fiance got it. And
Oh.
I was like, all right, well, I don't want to hang out with you then. Not if you've been sharing a room with somebody who, because
Yeah.
it turns out, I mean, there aren't that many people who didn't get it in
Yeah.
our circles,
Yeah,
but I've never gotten it and I don't want to.
right. Me too.
Yeah, I'm okay. Kyle, did you get it?
I have not. My dad did, so
Sure.
I had to quarantine in, but I have not.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, guys, you don't know what this thing's fucking gonna do to us, and if it's gonna stay in your body for 30 more years and slowly claw away your insides, you know?
Get
right,
in
and
line.
30 and 30 years, quite honestly, I will be 80. So
I want
or
to have a
90.
good 80. I don't want to be like stuck to, hooked on oxygen. I want to have a good fucking 80, you know?
Right. I don't want to be stuck to the uterine wall. I heard so many jokes tonight from different comics about sex and like sort of like like sort of the bodily function part of it. Like
Yeah.
it was kind of fascinating, and there was definitely something there. And I love the freedom of some of the younger comics who are like in their
Mhm.
20s,
Mhm.
maybe 30, where they're just like, just literally just handing dudes their balls back to them, going, "You have no idea how my body works." Granted, I don't have a lot of idea how men's bodies works. So, but I do have
I don't
some
like
insight.
bodies in general. I don't like
You and your crazy moving parts, get away from me.
Yeah, much freer. I mean, obviously they have fewer constrictions from club owners, and just a generation that's a lot more comfortable talking about that stuff. And so of course that's how their comics are gonna be.
We were in the green room and this guy was there and I thought he was a comic. I think everybody's a comic at these things, right?
Yeah.
But it turns out sometimes they're agents and managers. And and it came exactly. And he was a nice enough guy, but at one point I was like, yeah, I think this guy's a comic. And then it kind of led to this. He was talking to one of the other, he was talking to one of the younger comics, and I don't think he reps her, but he was a manager. It sort of, and I was like, who does he work with? What's his name? What's his deal? And so I texted Rachel Feinstein. We're all at the table together. And I was just like, who is this guy? And about a half an hour later, after she had left, after her set, she had left to go do another set. She texted me back and said, "I've forgotten already. I don't think I knew." And Dominic Del Bene's here, though. I love Dominic Del Bene.
Oh, tell him I said
So,
hi.
I will. He was running the Zach Sherwin,
Mhm.
and he's got the blonde medicine, and so he's wandering around talking to comics about stand up and stuff,
Mhm.
and that's super fun.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I saw him. I saw the comics that I saw tonight,
Mhm.
and then I didn't see anybody. Like I didn't see anybody loose. Oh, I was sitting next to. There was a guy at the airport that was in my van on the way to this hotel that I literally surreptitiously took a picture of and thought about posting. Look at the man spread on this kid, because he had taken up like 2.5 tables
Oh my God.
with his backpack and his roller bag and his, and he's just all splayed out. And then I get in the van to come to the club, to come to the hotel, and there he is.
Ah, he's a comic.
I was like,
Oh my
"Hey,
God.
nice to meet you." And and of
Yeah, you
course
gotta be
he's a
careful. It's
yeah.
just Austin's full of comics this week. It's awful.
It's gonna be, and I got lost, of course. Literally, my first gig was 5 blocks from this hotel. I went the wrong way. I have no sense of direction. It's an 80-20 with me. 80%
Yeah.
chance I'm going to go in the wrong direction. You'd think it would be 50-50. Nope. I defy actual laws of statistics. And so I'm like 15 minutes late for this thing, and it didn't matter. And so then I panicked because my first show's at 6, my second show's at 7. So I get out of there at 7. I grab a scooter and I take a scooter to the next gig, and it again did not matter. I was slightly late, and it didn't. The first comic was up. I was second to last.
You didn't have
Because
a helmet.
I don't travel with a helmet. Nobody wants to hear this story. You're right. I'm not wearing the right mask, and I'm on a scooter without a helmet.
Jackie, you're risking your life left and right. What are you doing?
I'm calling it. What? Someone 5150 me quickly. It's clearly I'm just out in the world eating duck. And so I had a lovely dinner tonight. But I'm super full, which means that I'm going to sleep like the DED tonight. Holy smokes. Once we're done with this, oh my gosh, am I going to be out like a
Me
light.
too. I might, because the edible that Joey gave me is shaped like a marijuana leaf. I might have a leaf tonight. Like it got 5. I'd
How
have
about
one.
Kyle,
Just do it.
do it. All right. It's, you could have a stem, and
Yeah.
I don't
see.
It's fun.
I don't know what to tell you.
I need to find some combo that's going to work on the plane when I fly to Barcelona. 'Cause that's going to be a hell flight, and I just
Ooh.
need to be unconscious during it.
Did you see that I sent you that thing that Carmen's in Spain?
Yeah.
Carmen Morales, and her first ad for her special for the series of specials that are coming out on HBO came out today.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That is very cool. So very exciting.
Is she performing in Spanish on that show?
In Spanish, she is not. So they asked somebody asked her, I think, she was asked to do a corporate or private in Spanish, and she was like, I could, except for that the timing is different, and I would have to literally translate all of my jokes into Spanish. And she's like, she speaks Spanish, but it would just be, she's not thinking about the jokes that she's written in English. She's not thinking about them in Spanish. So she'd have to sort of do a big rewrite.
Eddie Izzard did a show in Germany in German, but I don't know if she speaks German and understands what she was saying. She's very smart, though. She probably does.
She did
Or
it
she
in
just
4
went-
languages. It's also French,
Did-
Italian, and English. It's
What?
quite upsetting.
Well, does she
Whoa.
speak all those languages, or does she learn phonetically?
She does. I believe
Okay,
she
this is
fluently
what-
speaks all 4.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ!
it's upsetting.
I need that competition. And
Nobody
she runs,
does.
she'll do a marathon a day for like a year or something. Jackie, I could do all of that if I didn't have a child. It's
Oh,
my
is that
son.
what you? Yes, that's what he needs. That kind of pressure. You're like, I can be fluent in 4 languages. I am going to tell a language story after I talk to you people about the Max Fun Drive. I know you were waiting.
we
You're saying to yourself, will there be another pitch for the Max Fun Drive? Yes, there will. There's going to be 2 weeks of this nonsense, and it's going to be amazing because what you need to know,
Nonsense, Jackie.
it's not nonsense, right? I'm going to read a member comment. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh,
uh,
nice. Okay.
Funny and comforting from the Pink PandaCon has written, I really love listening to this podcast. 2 smart, talented, independent, and wise women who
Oh,
have a great rapport with each other and are so entertaining. Thank you for this. And then somebody, Muggles number 5, you get that.
yeah,
Wrote,
I get
thanks.
it.
And this is just more, this is interesting that it's kind of not, it's written to us, but not really. It's more 3rd person. Thanks to the hosts for raising the labor issues in comedy and publishing generally. One person works a year on craft, breaks even or less. Another phones in a shambles of a hate fest and gets 20 million. You guys, this is the gold. This is the thing that this person, Muggles 5, culled from our show. It's a hate fest. I do enjoy it. It was, it's almost like the craft has no bearing here. People think that it's just the market, but they need to do some reading. Markets are dead. We are in techno feudalism. Wow. All right, this person might be a little too smart for the show, but I appreciate your input. Cancel.
Sure.
Buy art. Don't like it. Buy art. That's us. We're doing
Yeah.
art.
Art.
And you
Yes,
should donate to MaximumFun.org/join. And there are people who love this show. Kyle, aren't you stopped on the regular?
Oh, I am. It comes up a lot. It's like a little secret handshake.
There you go.
Why is it secret?
It's
Are people ashamed of their love for us?
no, it's like they
Guys,
don't
keep
want
up
people
with
to know. It's literally I'll get pulled to the side and go, hey, I just want you to know I'm a big Jackie and Laurie person. I just needed to we got to do the little handshake.
That is so awesome. And it's $5 a month for bonus content and $10 a month for the patch if you join at or upgrade to $10 a month. So that's when you get the patch. You get the patch, which has notebook paper, and it has a name, and it has the word redacted on it, and it's super cute, and it's a patch.
One of
You
the
know,
best
a
words in comedy.
A little bit of that money goes back to us, and we
Mhm.
get paid. A
Yeah,
little
we
bit.
do.
Trust me,
No.
it's a little bit, but it's something. I mean,
No, I think
for 5 years, right, Jackie?
Yeah, we do all right.
6. Yeah, we do all right. So describe. Okay, they said that if you join or upgrade to $20 a month, you get a special gift, and I don't know what that gift is. So
It's
don't-
that
don't-
special.
that's how special it is.
We
It's
had-
amazing.
We had to forget because it was that good when we were told it.
Oh, you know what? I think you get additional sort of Max Fun gifts. Like there's a $35 a month, which is amazing if you
Yeah.
have
Holy
whatever
shit.
35 times 12. But you get like glasses. You get drinkware is the word that I'm told about. So you could even do $100 a month if you have that kind of jingle jangle, and you get HQ access, exclusive quarterly virtual hang time with Max Fun hosts and staff. So I'm telling you, if you go to MaximumFun.org/join and upgrade or join, you get gifts, you get bonus content, and you'll know that you are actually supporting us because we do actually put some effort into this, and we do. You know what we're really doing for you is we're rooting for you. That's what we're doing.
Ooh, yeah.
Whoa. Coming around.
So please join us as a member.
Yes. I was
What was that
listening to
website
Tiny
again? I
Big-
forgot.
MaximumFun.org/join.
There we go.
I was listening to Tiny Victories today, which is Laura House's and
Woo.
Annabelle Gerwig. I love it. It's so short, but it's very positive. Baby
Mhm.
Geniuses, Emily Heller's podcast is on Max Fun. Greg Proops' podcast is on Max Fun. There's a ton
so
of great
good.
stuff on Max Funny. We'll get bonus.
I'm actually
Uh,
super proud that we're on this network.
Oh,
quite
yeah.
honestly,
Mhm.
it really is. It seems like it's super sane and good. I like
We're
it.
at the cool Magnet High School
Mhm.
podcasting networks.
We have to do comic of the week.
Oh, let's do that.
All right. So this lady, I just worked with her at the West Side in Santa Monica. But Jackie, it's that thing that happens. You see a female comic, they're really good. You've never heard of them. You're like, what the fuck? Where did this
Where did-
person come from?
Mm-hmm.
Canada
Mm.
Oh, Canada,
Yes.
another Canadian. Yep.
unloaded another great female comic. She's moving to LA in June, and her name is Andrea Jin, Jin, and she's really funny, really
That's
smart.
so cool.
And
That's awesome.
got to work with her at the West Side. Check her out. Yeah.
And it's Andrea Jin _, right? Is that
Yeah.
her Twitter handle, Call?
Mhm, yes.
Yeah.
indeed.
I don't want to ruin the joke, but the setup is like grandparents are like rescue dogs, because when you meet them, you don't know what's happened before or what they've been through before. Oh my God. It's
What a
really-
great premise.
I know.
That is such a great premise.
Yeah.
I was talking to Zach tonight and Jesus, and I was just mentioning something, and Zach gave me a premise for which to work my funny story that I ended up telling. And I was like, where's my notebook? And this notebook, by the way, almost done.
Yay, when you
Ooh.
started.
I started it so long ago. I did write it down. I think it was, nope, I didn't write it down. It was
You
before
could look at
the,
your first set list you wrote down on it. You can tell where you were.
yep. And yeah, it is. Well, it was way before, I think it was before February 5th, 2020.
Whoa.
So yeah,
Wait,
so a couple of years.
That's like that's like the last week before the lockdown. So when
Yeah.
you start writing COVID jokes, is that early in the notebook, or are they kicking a little bit later?
No, because what I do is I tend to write things down on napkins, and then I transcribe it into the notebook to protect the notebook.
Sure.
Protect the notebook. And then by the end of the notebook, I'm like ripping pages out to use for set lists, because I'm like, new notebook. And so the first 3/4, it's all protect the notebook. And then at the end of it, I'm like, get me a new notebook. And so whatever.
It is interesting to like follow your life story in your joke notebooks, like,
Mhm.
of course I have like 5 notebooks of, I wish my mom was dead. I can't take this, whatever these joke attempts are. And then all of a sudden,
And then
My
you're like, oh
mom
no, my mom
died.
is dying. And you're like, son of a bitch, I've got 4
Yeah.
pages and she's died. It's so sad. Yeah.
and then I can look at like how old my son is in certain notebooks and go, oh, that was from, okay, he's 7 here. He's doing this stuff. He's 9 in this notebook.
So
Yeah.
do you write in real time? Like the jokes you're doing now, he's 15, right?
Yeah.
Because I always write with all my, and this is, it's not as you're in the moment every day
Mhm, mhm.
with your own child. With my nieces and nephews, it takes me like 3 years. So I'm like, I think I'm 5 years behind on my nephews. So I've got like jokes about them when they're 17 and 15.
Yeah.
And now they're like 25 and 22.
Yeah.
And
I
so
know a couple of comics are like their kids are teenagers in their act, and they're like doctors in real life,
right. It's just sometimes it just takes a long time to write the bit. And
Yeah.
so you're like, all right, well,
I keep it in real time. Yeah. Mhm. In fact, the setup where I don't think my son has seen any porn worked way better when he was 14 than when he's 15.
yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Because 15, Just 3 years
He
from
still hasn't, by the
voting.
way.
Mm.
By the way, he's not like
Mhm.
you childless people in your image of 15-year-old boys. Please,
I just
you
remember
need to
being a 15-year-old boy.
Kyle, you are not the template for what a 15-year-old boy is.
I was on the honor roll.
You're an aberration.
The Kilmartin boy is not on the honor roll. He is he's a drawer. He draws. he's art guy is what he is.
You know, he's like my grades are getting better, and he's like he's getting mid C's, but he's
Okay.
happy. I don't know. I don't want to stress
Well,
out
if he-
kid.
Yeah, and if he is getting
And
better, that's fine.
Yeah, me getting mad at him for not having straight A's isn't going to make him have straight A's. It's just going to make him really unhappy and stressed out. And he's happy with his C's. I don't know what to say. I mean, I think it's you either are it's kind of, you're born that way. You get grades or you don't. There's a lot of people that don't get good grades. They go on, have very successful, happy lives. You know.
Oh, I would say almost everyone.
Yeah.
I would say that the number of people who have really like great grades and go on to have either good lives or bad lives are a smaller percentage than the rest of us who have
Really?
mediocre
Hmm.
to terrible grades. I don't know.
Hmm.
What was your grade situation? Were you whipped as a child about the grades?
No, but it did pretty well. I think I had like a 3.8, you know. I didn't I
Wait,
got
that's what I
B's.
had. I had a 3.8. That's still great.
That's respectable.
Eh.
That's super respectable. A
Yeah, but I
4.0 is
mean,
yeah.
yeah, 4.0, and then kids are getting like higher than that because they're taking extra classes and stuff. But not here. Guess what? I don't have a son. I have to wake up for zero period. That will never happen. Zero
But
period
you
is like the
will.
period. It's like 45 minutes earlier than the rest of school starts, and there are a lot of kids that do it because
Right,
trying to get
and-
into their AP classes, that's not happening here.
No, you will roust him to take him to a pool, but that is all.
If he
And-
wanted, just saying, if he wanted to, he would, but he doesn't want to, and I don't know how to force someone to be interested in academics. You know.
No, I will say this is that when the transition came from my mother to my stepmother,
Mm-hmm.
and three of my brothers were almost at the end of their high school years,
Yeah.
and it was an effort to try to encourage them to get better grades.
Mhm.
My parents set up where they would pay you for grades. And it was the 70s, so everything was done in shekels and Roman coins. But it was something like,
Wait, I was alive in the 70s. I never got a shekel or a Roman coin.
well, it was, the numbers don't sound like real numbers right now.
Right.
But
Yeah,
you
like
would get
10.
like 25 cents to 50 cents to all these things. And then if you got a D or an F, it would be negative money.
Yeah.
And you were grounded until the next grading period.
Oh shit.
Shit.
And so it was, Nancy Cation was not playing around. She was like, if you need to do your homework, do your fucking homework. And she's like, I'm not helping you either because I don't know how to do that, but do it. And I think I had like a 3.75, I think, if I remember.
Great.
correctly.
I don't have the discipline to enforce a grounding, and I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to make my son's life miserable, you know? I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing.
No, I think you're fine. And the weird thing is there is literally no, and that's actually not true. There are thousands of manuals of how to raise children, but there's literally
I
no
wrote
right
one.
way. I know,
Yes.
but there's no right way, right? I mean, there's so many
Yeah.
different things you can do, and people, somebody did some bit. Who did that bit about how they were like, everyone's always talking about how resilient children are. Why do we spend our entire lives rehashing those first 18 years then if we're so resilient? And that was the premise. It was such a great premise.
Yeah. Here's the other thing, like he's going to be aging into climate change, and who knows what's happening to all these right-wing candidates all over the world that are potentially winning.
I read
and-
Galapagos. I know that we're all going to be seals in 1,000 years.
Why would I make his like the only cool, fun years where he's not responsible for anything awful by grounding him? You know what I mean? Like, okay, he's gonna get C's, you know? He's also gonna be, I don't know, he's gonna live on an earth that I can't even imagine when he's older. And so at least I want him to have happy memories of his childhood.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to make it into a global warming situation. I think you can just raise him, because I do think that he's a happy, decent. I mean, I think he's just a good kid. I just think he's a nice young man. And
he's very serious about his art. Very serious.
and he's very serious about his art. And
Yeah.
he can read and write and do basic maths, and he's a good person. So I think that you've successfully achieved something there.
He's not on
So-
heroin and he's got a hobby. You've won as a parent.
and I'm sure his porn consumption is very tame.
Jackie, do you mind?
Right down the
Do
middle.
you mind? We know what.
Do you mind?
You were a fucking feral child in Wisconsin. Okay, so stop acting like my son's leading the same life as you. Okay.
I'll tell you, there was no porn. Absolutely. Matter of fact, there's never been any. Well, that's not true. Romance novels, but it was so softcore porn that you're just like, who wants to watch Bridgerton? Oh, there's a butt. So, but I don't. But I was a very, for being a feral child, I was not a, like, I think I smoked pot once in high school. I think I had like 5 beers total in all of high school. My first kiss was by that creepy, it's been actually obsessing me. It was the creepy dude who gave me a ride home, that gross 35-year-old dude.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
I was like 13 or 14, and he was like, I'm giving you a ride
Ew.
home. You got to kiss me. And he was all gross. And yes, it's
Thank God it go further. Jesus.
I know. It was just gross. And but here's the good news. I'm in love now.
Yeah. Kyle, how much time have we
I was
done?
about to say, you guys want to throw to one more outro and then get out of here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, more Max Fun, guys.
Final
our-
pitch to save the day. You guys, from the heart, I just have to say you something. We are doing, I think I love this show. I genuinely love doing this show with you, Laurie Kilmartin.
Yes.
And
I do
also
too.
you, Kyle.
I'll do it till I'm a skeleton. I love this show.
and we get to talk about, whatever we want. And then if we go too far and we think to ourselves, oh my God, the Chuckle Hut will never book us, we can ask Kyle to delete something. So
And I will.
I have
But
to say,
we don't do that enough, obviously, because we're not working half of these huts all over the country.
right, some of the big huts, the Walmart huts, the big chains,
The hut chain.
aren't right. So you guys, it's so if you
You need to
support
step up because we're not
Yes.
working Tacoma, please.
right. So it depends, obviously if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But if you can, for the love of God, throw some money at us. And it's $5, it's $10. You got $100 a month because you just came into some sort of weird windfall. Knock yourself out. But I will say this is you get a patch, you get the extra show, you get our undying love. We're psyched about it. And it's maximumfun.org/join. So thank you so much for all your supports.
Yeah.
Oh, very quickly, guys, if you don't want to see anyone in person, if you're having COVID paranoia, I'm doing a streaming show for Rush Ticks on May 7th. So please buy tickets if you're not going to come to a live show. I do have a lot of stuff you probably haven't seen.
And if you are in LA, I'm going to be opening for Ron Funches on May 7th at the
Ooh.
Troubadour.
Cool.
So for the Netflix is a joke, because I said to Netflix, hey, can I play? So don't forget to ask.
Yes.
Find an inner straight white guy inside of you and be a squeaky
One
wheel.
day.
Squeaks. Kyle.